Hand clap to the massive guys, we are finally back again for another reaction on the one and only Mystelics reaction. Guys, big up all the Mystelics YouTube family who have definitely tuned into another reaction video. And of course the newcomers out there, big up yourself. You guys don't have to switch east side. Come, the newcomers out there, well, come over to the Mystelics family, man. Come over there, guys, so you can get the hand clap there one time. Big up all the Mystelics YouTube family, and of course the newcomers out there, big up yourself as well for definitely tuning into another reaction video. Now guys, you might be wondering what this video is about. Well, you can pretty much tell what it is about, pretty much dealing with that of the political arena of Dominica, and of course that of Dr. THOMSON Fountain, who's of course in South Sudan doing marvelous things. I've heard from the different things that I saw on articles and stuff. These things seems like things are shifting as a result of Dr. THOMSON Fountain involvement in that region. And of course there have been this article that went out in May stating asking if he will become the leader of the UWP party right there. But before you get into all that, guys, all that vibrations, this is actually on Nature Island News thing, so you guys can definitely type this in and then search for the article right there and you will get it. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get more videos as it tend to come from. Give this video a thumbs up right now. Click, pow, pow. I like to do like the blue thing I seen. Click the thumbs up button, guys. I would appreciate that right there. And of course, guys, don't forget to download the first comment in the download the link in the first comment in the comment box below as well. We can see Joshua Fountain down there. Thank God. Hopefully he doesn't. Aha! There's a grab going up for the whole situation of leader. Hopefully he's not this guy at all. That would be a very, very, very bad thing, guys, when it comes down to this individual right there. And of course, as time goes by, if that is the case, I will break it down why I'm saying this stuff for you guys. But just listen to me on this one. I think Dr. THOMSON Fountain would make a great leader from what my understanding is. But the reason why I think he was not able to do this, since they had the whole the new elections of a new leader and they re-voted, is that re-elected? They did re-vote and they re-elected Lennox Linton as leader around the party delegations and what have you of the United Workers Party. And of course people were asking the same thing, is Dr. THOMSON Fountain ready to replace Lennox Linton as leader? But of course they voted for Lennox Linton to come in. But there's a number of things I'm hearing inside the whole vibrations, and I think it is rather interesting. And I think that by right Lennox should have resigned. Not by right, he should have resigned. I think he's the best one at present to run for the thing since THOMSON is not here. But since I'm hearing that there's another whole speculation in this regard, guys, based on the Sun newspaper that was written on the October 11th. Today is October 13th. So front runner, apparently they're saying that Dr. THOMSON Fountain might be the one to take over as the opposition United Workers Party searches for a leader following the resignation of Lennox Linton. All eyes turn to economist Dr. THOMSON Fountain. Remember, guys, back in the day, even in May, that whole thing was at the forefront right there. Let me see. Hold on, I just had it. So wood on the ground, it's the same thing. People are saying the same thing. Wood on the ground. Former United Workers Party Senator Dr. THOMSON Fountain will be leading the United Workers Party in the next general election in Dominica. This was in 2022. Linton, the present leader of the party, led them into another failed election. I don't think it's considered a fail. I think if people are stealing elections, bribery, cheating, all these kind of things are taking place, not necessarily losing the elections, but you know, it's been stolen right there. And free and fair elections is not the case right there, because we have been asking about electoral reform and all these kind of things, and nothing has been done yet. Nothing. I see they're talking about it on the civic thing. They keep talking about it over and over, but nothing seems to be happening. Not from my understanding. Do you guys know anything has been happening since 2019? They promised these things. People have been meetings and all kind of things for electoral reform. So when it comes down to people losing elections and stuff, you have to ask yourself, what is the cause why they're losing? If it's free and fair, I understand, you fairly lost. But if there's treating and bribery taking place and giving people money for them to stay loyal to you, and giving people houses and telling them, you know, the Lord gave and the Lord can take her away as well. So, you know, you have to be mindful of all these kind of situations, because some people like to say, oh, it's the changing of the leaders and whatnot. It's not the changing of the leader that is important. The change of the leader might be cool. Dr. THOMSON Fountain might come and he might get additional seats and what have you. But if there's continuously unfair elections taking place, then he's gonna come and most likely end up with the same result unless the people wake up themselves and realize, hey, no, guys, I cannot be thinking about myself all the time. I have to be thinking of the people and my community and my children. Because if your children are growing up in the same type of neighborhood that you are growing up in, especially when it comes down to asking yourself, boy, where Dominica going now? What is there to do? Am I making it in Dominica, or when I go overseas, I get more opportunities, I get to go? Because most of the people I know, most, if not all the people I know, I'm trying to think of people I know are not making it. Most of the people I know, and from my present count, thinking all the people I know at present who have left Dominica to go overseas are doing marvelous things. I know there's an individual that used to try his best to see if he can do some security in Dominica. Try his best to go all over the place. Right now, he's working in the airport in St. Martin. He's working in the airport, and I asked him the other day, how you doing? He said, bro, I'm doing well. I'm doing wonderful. Things are working for me. Imagine that. Living in Dominica and the struggle that you come on. And then you go into another country, and in less than a few months, you get to elevate. You don't think there's a problem where you was before? So not on the basis of you thinking about yourself. You must think about your community, and your, not if you want to say forget the community, but think of your children. They're going to be growing up in the same community as you. Most likely, if nothing's changed, then they're going to be begging at the same time. They have to be begging the Prime Minister for freedom. And look, they're trying to do the Tron thing now. When man then going to, well, guys, I'm telling you, be mindful of the digital currency here, please. Be mindful. I see ECC be sending a warning, telling people to be mindful of digital thing. Okay, all right. I don't say I didn't warn all y'all. I like to warn. The same way I warn for the whole corona situation, and people still can't take things. It's the same way I warn for the people when the Prime Minister then was taking things and people were sending things and it wasn't reaching people during 2015 and 2017 Hurricane Maria and all kind of things was happening. Everything I said that I warned people, and everything I said it happened. Even to the point where people literally turned on me, only to the point where they had to come back and admit, Mystelics, what you're saying was true. I don't want to be right. That's why I always tell people I do not want to be right. I wish not to be right. It's not like I want to say these things. So yes, THOMSON FONTAINE might come and replace him. I mean, look, they have it there. When let me just read that right there for you guys. When the next general election is held in Dominica, economist Dr. THOMSON is hoping to return to the political arena. So he's hoping to continue, and he was hoping to come in to see how he can help in that regard right there. But this time as a leader of the United Workers Party. Interesting. So he's hoping to become the leader of the United Workers Party right there. I think he's a good contender right there. I think he should definitely contend, and he will be the one, because as an individual who seems to be Lennox might not be as social as THOMSON, but you know, THOMSON is definitely one of the individuals who has his head on, not because he's just a doctor in his economic field, but he also in his work that he has done. Respect Lennox Linton for his journalistic work. That's one of the individuals I know as a journalist in Dominica. I can say yes, that is a true journalist right there, because he goes out there and he gets his information and he makes sure that he brings it precisely for everybody to be able to understand right there. And this is one of his strengths, no doubt about it, right there. I even saw somebody giving a kudos or something to him. Yeah, this is what they were saying. Where is the kudos? Oh, this is Labor Rights watching the PM signing. Before I get into that, guys, I saw this thing as well. Remember the Prime Minister saying his school is coming to Dominica? You see the lies? He said a school, Pakistani school, is coming to Dominica. Before it was an Indian school. The Indian school actually reached and they make a sign. And people wondering if it's dumb ed. They call it dumb ed school or whatever. And they had that on the thing. No, they took it out. No, Ross, the people who branch out from Ross are now coming back into Dominica to see if they can start something. I heard that they're going to be planning to start with 100 students. So hopefully that has happened. But remember the Prime Minister then was saying that they're going to be bringing a school from Pakistan. Just to fool the people, give the little people some, give a little hope. Guys, we go to Pakistan and there's a school there and they're interested in coming and blah, 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 blah. All these things. Nothing came from, absolutely nothing. But labor rights will be like, yeah, look at what is happening. And all those kind of things there. Well, guys, not that I really come there for. Viva Mama was actually giving praises to Mr. Lennox Linton for his leadership. And I think he has done a wonderful job. I don't know about you, but I think Lennox has done a wonderful job right there. Given the situation, of course, with bribery and treating that caused, things. But at the end of the day, people in Dominica were still voting for the very people who were keeping them down. They were still literally voting because, sometimes when you have to meet people's needs and stuff, the people have to stay loyal to you. Instead of them making you independent or providing opportunities for you to become independent, they tend to try to keep you down. And when they keep you down, you have to be loyal. If you don't stay loyal, then we're going to take you out, or we will remove certain privileges from you. Not true. Millions of dollars spent during election times and nobody notices anything. And anyway, a friend whispered to Viva Mama via message, you guys can read this stuff, but of course he was giving praises to thing. He was adamant that the supporters of UWP should not be fed with the fanciful notions of victory, as the party stands to lose its base with the many. Guys, you can just read this yourselves, and see your whole understanding of what he's saying right there. But a number of persons are saying that Lennox is no longer there, so they're not going to be voting. And then you hear the Liberites who was saying before that Lennox needs to go for the UWP to have a chance. Now Lennox resigns. The same Liberites are saying, well, it's no UWP finish. So people tend to listen to all kind of fanfare that doesn't make any sense at all, and realizing the real nitty-gritty of the problem. It's kind of like shifting people's minds and putting them on something else away from the actual problem. Hey, no, the reason why you're losing is because of the leadership. They're not telling you the reason why you're losing because of the bribery and cheating that going on. No, they're not telling you these things. They say, no, you need to change your leader. So they're shifting the goalposts to people who are weak-minded and cannot think properly for themselves. And they say, yes, why you say that may be true? Why you say that may be true? You're not thinking of the actual reason of the bribery and cheating and the keeping of people down, where people have to be suffering as a result of the very oppressive system that has governed the economy of Dominica. They're not telling you, no, they tell you change the leader. Not that Lennox has resigned now. The same people are saying, oh, because he resigned, UWP, the political opposition, political party is finished. I don't get it. People just freaking me out. They're freaking me out, man. They're freaking me out sometimes. But of course, THOMSON is actually trying. THOMSON has confirmed to the Sun newspaper his intention to contest for a position of leadership of the United Workers' Party come November 2022. So that's next month at the party's delegation conference meeting right there. So despite all the challenges that they try to put on him, bringing him to court for nonsensical reasons, nonsense, incitement and nonsense. Hey, no boy. But that is a tactic. You see the same thing that they tried to do for Trump, because they realize, hey, maybe Trump might come inside again, so let us try to put some kind of pressure on him. Let's make the public, and of course, it's always the notion of trying to make you have the public they will lose in the court, they might lose in the court, but as long as they have the public perception, that is what they're looking for. We get the public's perception, hey, that person is doing something illegal. What is going on? My goodness me. And then boom, the public jury, so to speak, has their notion, even though they lose in court. So they're not necessarily fighting in court, they're trying to warp the public's perception of what is going on. That is the same thing that most likely they're trying to do with THOMSON FONTAINE, constantly bringing him back to court, and for stupid reasons, nonsensical, foolish reasons. Tell you, it's rather interesting right there. So THOMSON is definitely wanting to be a part of this. I know a number of persons who are asking this right there. For a man of THOMSON FONTAINE character, considering his professional engagement in South Sudan, that's the same thing I was saying a while ago. We welcome that international hero at Nature Island, Nature Island. That can only be quite fitting. So he has so those of you might say he has the education standing. He has the education standing, yes. Number two, his character itself seems to be one that is definitely legitimate, so to speak, compared to probably somebody others that you might see in thing. I don't think they should ever run, not even on the United Workers' Party ticket. They should probably go on APP or Papi Party. They should go there. Someone that I agree. I heard Tossi saying something to that similar effect. He said that when back in the day he wasn't vexed with Edison James and so forth. I actually did a podcast with Tossi in Trinidad. You guys can check that out on BrBpTV. And he was talking about Edison James. He wasn't vexed with Edison James, but there were other people in the party that should not have been part of the party, and I agree with him. It's true. Just like the present one right now, we have people talking about people on let me Anyways, only get the point right there. It should when it comes down to people, it should be people with character. We know that the present leader of Dominica doesn't have good character. The man going anywhere and doing all kind of things. Don't talk to nobody. Nobody. The people just have to accept whatever he put. No talking with nobody. Just the other day he mentioned about the Tron thing. Just the other day he mentioned about the Tron thing. And you're just going to accept that because, hey, the Prime Minister says so. All you have to use all your brain. All you have to use all your brain. Stop being guided by people who seem to have more than you. And the only reason why they seem to have more than you because they most likely have been taking things from you. And I remember this situation when it comes down to the global market. This is something that most people don't know. Let's say the global market or the Federal Reserve or whatever, they're putting about $100 into the economy. And 90% and 1%, you know, 1% of people in the economy have 90% of that $100. That means only $10 goes to 99% of the rest. Therefore, how you expect everybody to get rich? When it's literally them keeping people down, they put $10 in the economy and the 1% of the population has 90% of the resources. So that doesn't tell you something. It's the same thing that is happening in Dominica if you understand economics of scale. There must be more there must be more opportunities for other things to shine. If there's not much opportunities, you cannot shine no matter what you do. They can tell you about entrepreneurship. They can tell you about all kind of things. Hey, let us put money into the thing. If the economy is not conducive to produce that for you, especially the people lacking spending power, you will lose. It doesn't matter what you do because they control the narrative. $100 is put into the economy. If 1% owns 90%, then 99% of the rest of the economy is going to get 10% of the thing. That is how society works, and the oligarchs on top control the narrative. That is the same thing that is happening in Dominica. They control the money flow and depleting resources so that the people can come to them. When the people constantly come to them and beg them, they become kings. Especially sometimes, you know, they just put out a list. And I know I strain a little bit from that whole thing, but you get the point. Thompson wants to definitely contend. Okay, great. That's good. But the whole point of the matter is, when people are looked at as the best of among them, the Prime Minister himself reiterated that same thing. He telling people, hey, stop living your money, watching your money in the bank. Go and spend your money. And when you see people with a lot of money going out there and spend your money, that will motivate you to want to come and spend too. Or you going to spend what you don't have. But it sounds nice on paper. It sounds nice to say these things. But when people don't use their brain, they don't use the brain God give them. I don't know why sometimes why you have a brain for? Why? You have to use your brain, father. And when you understand economies of scales and you understand how things are going in Dominica, you realize, but wait a while. They're literally killing all the opportunities. This is why when Dominicans go overseas, they tend to do much better. Guys, I know Dominicans flopboard in the place that they will never be able to accomplish in Dominica. And even in smaller islands, smaller islands. I was sending kids the other day. You guys know when the hurricane was passing, tropical storm was passing Fiona. I was sending kids the other day. I met a number of Dominicans. And I seen how the Dominicans operating. You think they could ever do that in Dominica? Never do that in Dominica. Living the kind of freedom, and I spoke to some of the high individuals there who trying to also get me involved in certain things. We'll see how that goes. And it's the opportunities that present themselves that are not seen in Dominica. And when your leader is literally killing the economy for you, so that you can come and beg them and make them kings. You might not call them king, but in their mind they know that you catering to them. When you see them, Elas, you want to bow down. You're mad. I see that happen already. I see people ladies bowing down to the Prime Minister when he passes. Now realize that it's a very man that keeping you oppressed. And your children maybe get a scholarship, so you want to go. And the best thing for your children to do is get a scholarship for them to stay out there. Try their best to do STEM programs. This I even help you on your house, you know. Do STEM programs so that businesses can hire you in the STEM programs. If you don't do STEM programs, you're in problem, you know. In problem, you must come back Dominica. You must go somewhere in the Caribbean. Do STEM programs where businesses can hire you and then file for you to come on. Because they need these kind of things. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts right there. You guys get the point in this whole scenario. Even if THOMSON FONTAINE were to come, you still have to change the whole system. The system needs to change. It's not just bringing somebody new and say, oh yes, THOMSON FONTAINE will make a difference. If THOMSON FONTAINE comes in and I think he's a much suitable candidate indeed, his character, his education abilities, his social framework, you can see that he's a man of the people. No doubt about it. You listen to him talking and you seeing things going on. He was one of the individuals. He wasn't even there, you know, when when the whole thing happened. I think he was in the radio station when that whole thing started happening. And to understand the psyche of people and think, oh, it's because you change him, that's what's gonna happen. No, you have to look at the problem and not say it was Lennox that is the problem of thing. Bribery and cheating, that is the problem. People don't understand these kind of things. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts right there. Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. And of course, this is pretty much all about. I sweat on that one. That's crazy, man. I sweat on that one. That's crazy, man. But anyways, guys, you guys get the point right there. Hopefully, you got the point. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think that THOMSON is a much better contender than Lennox? Do you think Lennox is the contender? Do you think Lennox will come back to be a part of the ticket and see who? I personally think that Lennox's name should also be on the ballot box and THOMSON's name should also be on the ballot box, and let the people decide who they want to think. But sometimes you might need a fresh face to come in and try to do something new in the place. Like Lennox said, he will always be there and stuff, but I just want to give Lennox his kudos for being an opposition leader, and that's how you know, because people want to say, oh, the opposition leader doesn't do nothing. The opposition leader might make certain statements in the place, but the opposition's main purpose is to hold the people's prime minister, the people who people vote apparently, whether it's for bribery, cheating, whatever, the person that the opposition is supposed to hold the leaders accountable to the things that they are saying. When the opposition, one of the points that I like about the opposition was when Lennox Linton looked at the budget, I think it was in 2019, and said there's literally no provisions for airport, even though they were talking about airport in the 2019 elections. Even though they're talking about it, when they did the delegate, I think the very first one, Lennox pointed out there's literally no budget. Speaking about the airport for the next 3 years. 3 years later, they start talking about it again. No provision for it at all. Now that CBI is going on now, which airport we looking for? I mean, sometimes people, we have to think. It is important to think. And guys, I like being wrong. I like being wrong up to now. Nobody can prove me wrong yet, you know. But I want to be wrong. I want somebody to say, Mystelics, why you say that thing, but you kind of oversighted this, and this is what it actually is, and this is the facts, and so forth and so forth. And then I agree. Because guys, if you notice, my reactions is based off how I feel of certain things. But obviously, when I come and my reactions and stuff, I normally tend to do some retrospections on different things I have to say. I know that's pinpoint. So yes, it's a reaction. Yes, it's my views on certain things. Give me your views and let me know if I'm wrong. Because I want to be wrong. If you think it's Lennox that have to change and not the bribery and treating that have to change, let me know. I want to be wrong. So sometimes even if they change him and they change Lennox and they put THOMSON there, THOMSON comes into the same system of not clearing the voters list, not giving proper voter ID cards, bribery and cheating is still going on. What do you think is going to happen? I heard the Prime Minister, somebody sent me a clip of the Prime Minister in St. Lucia talking about Labour Party all over the Caribbean, and then he spoke about Dominica, and Dominica's Labour Party is going to be there and intends to stay there for a long, long time. The people don't realize what is going on with them, man. I don't know. And the funny thing about these guys, they are weak-minded people making decisions for people with strong minds. The majority of weak-minded people might be the majority of the folks. Unless people don't wake up and see or smell the roses, then the constant situation is going to happen again. And happen again and happen again. And next thing, and THOMSON might end up being like Lennox, saying, oh, it's THOMSON that is the problem. Is you focusing on the wrong things. The wrong things, guys. So even if THOMSON were to come in, I think he's a much better candidate in terms of his social aspect. He has all the cards ticked, it seems. From my understanding of things, I think he has all the cards ticked. Lennox may not have the social aspect like THOMSON has. So that's an advantage for him. But even if he comes in and the system is still the same thing is going to happen. Just like the new parties that they're trying to develop. Yeah, develop new parties and all those kind of things. That's good, great. More opposition, the better. If you get a seat, great for you. Come and represent the people if you want to come and represent the people. But if they are in the same system, guys, what do you think is going to happen? Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. This is pretty much all about for this reaction video. Give this video a thumbs up if you understand it, guys. Click the thumbs up button and subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through, guys. I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Boom, bye.